Assalamualaikum. I am Smrity. Today I am again here to teach you something new, which is shopping cart application. First, let's see our application's overview. So, in this application, we have a beautiful UI. At the top, we have an app bar, and after that, a beautiful grid view list. Here we have all the products, images, prices, and buttons, and also at the bottom a floating action button for showing cart items quantity. If I click on this button, it navigates to shopping cart screen. Here we see our cart is empty. At the bottom we have text to showing total amount. Now let's navigate to product screen by clicking back icon. Here we can be see each product's detail by clicking specific item. Here I am, for example, I am clicking on shows item. Here we can see that product's image, price and quantity. We can be increase or decrease quantity. And also for adding item, if I click on add to cart button, it says go to cart. If I again click on that, it navigate to shopping cart screen. Here our item added on cart. If I increase quantity, our total amount will be changed. If I again decrease quantity, our total amount will be decreased. Also we have cancel icon for delete item from cart. If I click on that, this item removes from cart. Let's back to product screen and click on another product. It shows that product's detail. And back to product screen. If I click on add to cart button, here it shows 1. If I add another product, it shows 2. And the shopping cart screen also added our product and total amount changed by items price. So that's our final application. By the end of this video, we will learn all the things that necessary for implementation shopping cart. So in this tutorial I will show you how to implementation shopping cart using bLoC pattern. Before starting, I will suggest you to watch the full video to have a better idea and you can apply on your own application. And if you have any questions about that topic, don't forget to comment below. So let's get going on my favorite code editor. Here I prefer Visual Studio Code because it has many or some extensions that makes my coding easier. Don't worry, I will share with you those extensions later. We will create a folder called model in the lib directory. And in that directory I will create a new file called shop.dart. In that file I will create a plain Dart class for our data model with a couple of properties. Let's create. Here if I write CL, we can see error text. How I get this in my code editor? This comes from an extension which is error lens that helps me to highlight error, warning, and other language diagnostics. Also, we can see this shortcut. Let's click on that and name it as shop item or anything as per your choice. Here I will add string for image URL property and adding two more properties, thumbnail and title. Here I don't use integer for price property. I will use double for making price as a decimal number. And last, I will add integer for quantity property. Now let's constructor all these properties. This curly brace specify named parameter and this constructor will automatically assign all the values. Here I will add one more class for defining list of items. Here I am giving name it shop data and I will create shop item list with shop items variable. Our data model is ready. Now we have to create data provider. Here data provider can be considered as backend where all the products data is being started. So I am creating another folder in the lib directory called repository. In that directory I will create a new file called shop data repository. Here first I will define a class, name it as shop data provider. In that class create two methods for getting shop carts item and cart items with feature. So future shop data where we put our data list and giving its method name as get shop items. As its feature we have to add a sync keyword. In that method I will put some objects. This is first object and this is second, third, fourth, fifth and this is last object, and it will be return shop data with shop items parameter. Now our one method done. Now I will create second method. For that I will simply copy this code and paste it here and change its method name as get cart items. Now our data provider done. Now I will move on bLoC pattern. In order to learn or understand anything about bLoC, we need to have some basic knowledge about three terms, which are state, event and bLoC. State is where the data of our application is currently been showing, and an event is an action that is detected by the application. Typically it's a user action like clicking on a button and some action will be performed. And the last bLoC, Flutter bLoC contains all the business logic of an application, like when an application is built using Flutter bLoC pattern and whenever any data changes in found in data provider, bLoC applies business logic to the current state and recreate the new state to the UI. And whenever the UI receives the new state, it re-renders itself to show latest UI with new data that is being received from data provider. Let's understand Flutter bLoC with this shopping cart application. But before, we need two dependencies that I already added in my pubspec.yml file. Before starting block pattern, I will share with you an amazing extension that makes my coding easier. This is bLoC. That's really awesome extension. Here we don't need to create event state block class manually. This extension automatically create those for us. Let's see how it's work. I am creating a new folder in the lib directory called shop and select this folder and click on right button of mouse. We can see this new block option. Let's click on this option. It requires name for our block. Let's name it as shop. It says successfully generated shop block. If I open block folder, we can see these three files. That's really amazing. First, I will define our event. In this application, we need 4 events. Let's define first. First event, shop is initialized event and extends the base class, which is shop event class. And second event class is item adding cart event and extends the same base class. And third event class is item added cart event, and last event class is item delete cart event. In shop page initialized event, we nothing have to do. In item adding cart event, we have to add our list of shop items. Let's define list with cart items variable and constructor this with named parameter. And in item added cart event will be same as adding cart event. In item delete cart event will be same, but for deleting specific item we need to define index. Let's define index variable and constructor this variable with named parameter. That's all about our event. Let's move on state file. For managing state, we need 4 states. Let's create our first state class, shop page loaded state, and extends the base class which is shop state. And creating second class, item adding cart state, and third state class, item added cart state, and last class, item deleting cart state. In shop page loaded state, we have to define shop data model class for 2 times. One is for product item and second is for cart item. And in item adding cart state, also have to define shop data as for cart item. Also I am adding list of shop items. In item added cart state and item deleting cart state, we have to add list of shop items, and with cart items variable, let's add. That's all about our state, and let's move on shop block file. Here I will add our data provider with data provider variable, and I will add our event initialized event. The main method of the block is map event to state. Its name describes what it does. So let's define our event and state. If event is shop page initialized event, in this event we have to add two methods that I created in data provider class. Let's add these. It shows error because it's stream function, so we have to add await keyword here. And it yield shop page loaded state with shop data and cart data parameter. If event is item adding cart event, it yields item adding cart state with cart items parameter. If item event is item added cart event, it yields item added cart state. And lastly, if event is item delete cart event, it yields item deleting cart state. That's all about our block. And now our data provider ready and also block ready, and I will work on UI part. So I am creating a new folder in the lib directory called UI. In that directory I will create a new file called product page.dart. Here first I will import material library. If I write st, it gives us an shortcut. That shortcut comes from some Flutter snippets extension. Here I will create stateful widget first. I will add shop item list, one for product item and second for cart item. And also I am adding boolean for loading. and its default true. In my previous tutorial, I used a block builder for building and returning different homepage screens depending on state values. In general, block builder should only be used to return different widgets in response to different block states. But in this application, I want to refactor my app to use route-based navigation. For that, we should use a block listener to handle the navigation when it's need to occur as a result of a state change. So I am using here block listener. In listener, I will define our four states. Child would be block builder that I will define in main.file so that it can pass products all data instance to its child. And it returns scaffold widget. In scaffold widget, I will add app bar, background color, and floating action button. Let's add first. In body property, I am adding single child scroll view and child column widget, and in that I am adding grid view.builder. Here grid delegate will be sliver, grid delegate with fixed cross axis count. It required cross axis count and I am giving it 2, and child aspect ratio will be 0.6 and cross axis spacing will be 5, and lastly main axis spacing will be 5. And I am adding sync wrap property and setting it to true. Also I am adding physics and setting it to never scrollable scroll physics.
And item count will be shop items dot length, and also item builder. It will be return stack for giving items position. In that I am adding container. Here I added height with decoration, and in decoration I added color, box shadow and border radius. In child I am adding column. Now I want to see our application working or not. So for that I have to provide bLoC in main.dart file. Let's move on main.dart file. First I will remove homepage widget and wrapping homepage with bLoC provider. Here subject would be shop and child would be our product page. If I run my application, it gives an error. If I move on product page, we can see I added item count, shop items dot length, but in my application don't add any shop items. So for solving that error, I just simply change it 4. Now if I again run my application, it should be work. Now I want to some space here, so that I am adding sized box. In that height would be 20. Also here I want to add padding. Let's add padding. For display an asset image, first I am creating a folder called assets, and now I copy images in that folder. Now we have to provide our images path in our pubspec.yaml files asset section. For uncomment multiple lines, press Ctrl KU, and also for commenting Ctrl KC. And now save this file. Move on product page. Here I am adding positioned widget for giving image position. Child would be image.asset. Here would be image relative path. So if I save this file, we can see image in our screen. Now I want to add height. So height would be 99. And if I again save file, our height changes and top would be 0. And I am adding second position for second asset image. And one by one I will add other position for title, price and add to cart button. Also I want to change floating action button background color. Now our application looks good. I hope you enjoyed this cart application and rest of the part I will share it in next tutorial. If you have any questions or any suggestions, please comment below and make sure to subscribe my channel so that you don't miss out my any future video. And happy coding!